make every single event we have here at Fort Jackson class event. Okay, so before I get started, I spoke to y'all yesterday. I told you that my boss's boss is going to be here. You can tell him because he's the dude with the star on his chest. I told you, we worked on it yesterday, so you know what to say. Don't let me down. Are you ready for graduation? That was for you, sir. So, yesterday, I'm trying to figure out what to say today. Just so you all know, this is my first graduation. So, I applaud afterwards. Let's see how I do. So, I got to tell you, yesterday when I'm talking to the families, it writes itself. Okay? Because I get to brag on your soldier. I get to brag on my drill sergeants. And I get to tell you what we've done for the last 10 weeks. That speech writes itself. I would have to be dumber than I really am. And trust me, smart ranger, strong ranger, I bench a lot of weight. Not a smart ranger. That one writes itself. This one's a little bit harder. So I do what any commander does when he's got a problem. He goes to his ranger buddies. I went to my first ranger buddy, and that's my wife. And I said, hey, honey, because that's what I call her. I said, what do you think? I got this first graduation speech and I want to leave them with something. Should I be poignant? Should I be motivating? Should I be innovative in what I tell them? She goes, honey, they are in their brand new uniforms. They have that black hot beret on. They've been standing out there and they want to see their families. You could be motivating and you could be poignant, but you should really be brief. To my other ranger buddy, and that's Sergeant King, who you met yesterday. Now, I do not call him honey. And I said, Sergeant Major, what do you think? And he goes, sir, you said something yesterday. You talked about them being less than 1%. You ought to build on that. I said, okay, well, that's actually constructive. I can use that, unlike my wife's. But then I was thinking about it. I said, no, she's right. I'm going to be brief. And then I started thinking, well, I've been to a lot of graduations, right? I had my high school and my college, my graduate school, and basic course, and advanced course, airborne. I said, what really motivated me? What did they say? And what I realized is, I don't remember. So the way I look at it is, I can't fail because they're not going to remember what the heck I say anyway. So with that, my speech today is not to you, but it is to the soldiers on the field. So here's what I'm going to tell you. I want you to be proud of yourselves. You've accomplished something absolutely magnificent. Less than 3% of this nation is even eligible to sign up for the armed forces. Of that 3%, less than 1% actually raise their hand and take that oath. And just so you know, 10% of those don't make it. If you remember day one, and I know it was kind of a flash for y'all, a lot of those soldiers that started, they're not here with you on this field today. But you made it. You should be proud of that. Because that makes you... that makes you an elite group. There's a lot of people who are saying bad things about the country right now, that the country's in a bad state, that we're not where we need to be and we're not going in the right direction. Now, I'm not going to comment on politics or the economy, but I'm going to tell you that I'm not worried. I'm going to tell you that I'm not worried because any nation that can produce this type of soldier is never, ever going to fail. Soldiers, when you walk around Columbia today, I want you to have your chest out and your head held high, and I want you to be proud of what you've accomplished. Do not allow your ambitions to overshadow those accomplishments. I don't want to hear, well, it was just basic training. Everybody goes through basic training. I got to go to airborne school. I got to go to Ranger school. I got to go through AIT. Hey, you're right. That's in the future. And that kind of ambition is what drives our Army and makes us the greatest Army in the world. But today, I just want you to reflect on what you've accomplished. Be proud of what you've accomplished and tell the people of Columbia, South Carolina that you are a U.S. Army soldier. At the same time, I want you to be humble. Because you are part of an elite group, because you are few, there's going to be many that are going to put down what you've decided to do. And make no mistake, they're putting it down because they can't do it. They are jealous. And they have reason to be jealous. They do it to feel better about themselves. To belittle you will make them feel more elevated. That's okay. Let them talk. Be humble. Don't bow up on them. Leave them alone. You know what you could do to them if I let you. Know that you and you alone defend their right to say all these bad things about you. And that's special in itself. They can't do what you do. They can't wear the uniform you wear. They can't do the PT you do. Let them be home, eating their McDonald's, playing their Xbox, feeling good about themselves. Treat them with respect. And remember that lions don't concern themselves with the opinions of lambs. Because I want to sleep at home tonight, I am actually going to use my wife's advice. There you go. I'm going to close it with this. We're a nation at war. But sometimes, as we come out of one theater and we look at coming out of another theater and we don't know where the next conflict is going to be, it's easy to get complacent. It's easy to slack off. And I say that not because I've seen it, but because I've experienced it. It's easy to, I'm going to hit snooze again. I'm not going to go 5 miles, I'm only going to go 4. I'm about muscle failure. It's easy to slack off, but you can't. You have to have an internal drive and an internal motivation, because no one's going to be standing next to you yelling at you anymore. No one's going to be behind you cheering you on. No one's going to be always in front of you. So you've got to find internal motivation. And so what I thought I'd do is I'd share with you what motivates me. When you used to see me on those pro-mask runs, you know, hey, don't let me fool you, I was tired, and I didn't like them. But I do them, because this is what I think. Somewhere, a true believer is training to kill you. They're training with minimum food and water, in austere conditions, day and night. The only thing clean on them is their weapon. They don't worry about what workout to do. Their rucksack weighs what it weighs, and they run until the enemy stops chasing them. The true believer doesn't care how hard it is. They know that they either win or they die. They don't go home at 1700. They are home. They know only the cause. Soldiers, remember that. And always train harder than that guy does. Thank you for volunteering to serve our nation at a time of war. Thank you for your future service. And God bless you.
You have become what you set out to be, a soldier in the United States Army. The Soldier's Creed is your declaration of your unshakable commitment to the ideals this nation was founded upon and will continue to guarantee. Ladies and gentlemen, please stand as Special Saman Hostegui leads the soldiers standing before you through the reciting of the Soldier's Creed. Ladies and gentlemen, please be seated.